Welcome all to the Weekly Outlook. Boone here from EWPRO. If you get anything out of these videos, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Starting with the DXY on the daily, nothing's changed on the daily. I would really like to see this come down here a bit further and break this low here for an A, B and a C. Ideally, but at this stage we do have 3 down in here. So really looking on the lower time frames to find any direction. H4, not much to see on the H4, but the H1 is where we're starting to see bullish divergence in here. Starting to get this bullish divergence. We don't quite have a higher high here, so it is quite risky at this stage. It is a bear hidden, so we may still get another one down in here. Ideally, for the buy, we get a nice impulse up, breaking this top, nice correction, and then we can start to look for a buy. Other than that, if that top there doesn't get broken, well, like I mentioned, this is a possible bear hidden and we can come down and break the low. So really we're waiting on the lower time frames to see what's happening in here, if it's going to turn bullish or give us a bearish setup. AU on the daily, really, I was looking for this C up here for this A, B, C. Still haven't broken the ending point of that wave A, so you know this is getting quite difficult as well. We had the 5 up. This was quite difficult to get in. As I've explained, we got that very sharp impulse up here after this correction, but it comes straight back down. So this was quite difficult to get in this move in here. But now overall, we have bearish divergence on the H4. If we go down onto the H1, it's more of a sell. Well, you pretty much missed the sell. This was a sell here. We had that bearish divergence. We got a nice, well, this is more than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th wave down, really. But yeah, so I'd be waiting for a correction in here and look for another one down. Other than that, there's really not much else on it. We do have a bull hidden here on the H4. So sort of waiting for a buy setup on the H1, but there is no buy setup. Really, for the buy, I'd want a really nice impulse up and then give you that correction to buy for that bull hidden. Other than that, if it looks corrective in here, you can look for another sell, just as a scalp, and then you'd look for a buy for that bull hidden. GU on the daily, this one's gone a lot better. We have broken the ending point of this wave A here in like an A, B, C. It hasn't quite got to that 100 fib yet, like we were looking at. H4, we may get a bull hidden in here. We may get a bull hidden in here, but at this stage, it's more of a sell. On the H1, it's more of a sell. We have bearish divergence on the H1. We've got an impulse down, so if you get a correction in here, you can look for at least an ABC down. EU, like the others, we're looking for that C up, like this A, this B, and this C up. have to look at this as like 1, 2, a possible 3, 4, and a 5 up in here. We may get an extended wave in this C. But at this stage, we have 3 up, so you've got to be careful. You're waiting for a correction. We got a nice impulse up, so we're waiting for this correction. If it looks corrective, and this will probably take all week, this correction. And then if you got a buy set up, you could look for a buy. But more than likely, this will take most of next week in this correction, I dare say. GU was more of a sell on the H1, whereas this one, it does have a ball hidden here. This one, in here, we got a ball hidden. Not really looking at it to go and break the top, but we may get a deep correction on this one, and we get an A, a B, and a C, a larger correction after the 5 up. So we get a larger correction after the 5 up, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is very deep and may even go and break that top for a running or expanding flat. So yeah, again, more than likely it'll take most of next week to get the correction before you can get into a trade. NU not really playing nicely. This was one of the better ones. I was looking at that a B, and a C up here. We got a nice impulse up. This is looking corrective, and it has been. But yeah, we're just waiting for this one to go. H4, we got those 5 up, so that was fine. We got this like A, B, C in here, just flat. Then we're looking at that A, B, C, so that's fine. We're not getting any bullish divergence in here though. Any buy setup I get, I am looking for a buy, and I am still in a buy from way back over here. In a little correction over here, so I'm still in that buy. I'm out of half and at break even, so I would really like 5, 3, and another 5 up, hoping it doesn't come down, taking the second half out, but it looks like it might. Overall on the H1, we are getting bullish divergence, but yeah, there's no buy set up on it. So yeah, there's really not much to see at this stage. GY, we're right at the top. We got this like W, X, Y, X2, and very extended wave Y, wave Z, sorry, and we got bearish divergence in here. So I'm waiting for a larger correction, a 50 fib retracement of this. So, waiting for that correction, but is it over yet? We've really got to look on the lower time frames. At this stage, it doesn't look like it. There is a ball hidden in here. So, wouldn't be surprised if that top gets broken with some sort of an A, a B, and a C here, and we go up and break the top. I wouldn't be surprised, but we can't look at this as a ball hidden and a tradable ball hidden. H1 sort of getting a bounce off the trend line, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get another one down here, breaking this low. But yeah, there's no buy set up. It's more of a sell. Yeah, at this stage, it's more of a sell. I mean, getting a correction in there. So like may get an A, B, C in here, and then an A, B, C, A, B, C as your flat, and then you get like 5, 3, and another 5 up here. This may turn motive, but yeah, we really, ideally for the buy, we get a nice impulse up, and we haven't got that nice impulse up. This looks more corrective than impulsive, so really there's not much on it, and we already have the bullish divergence on the H1, so we're not really looking for the sell at this stage either, even though we are looking for a lot larger, deeper correction on that G, excuse me, that excuse me, that GY on the daily. We're looking for that 50 pip retrace, but it may not be ready yet, and I'm not convinced it is ready. UY, we're looking at this A, a B, and a C here as a possible flat from more upside. We got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here, and so I'm looking for that 5th wave up in this B wave. Well, all this is a B wave. I'm still looking at all this as a B wave. Like we got that A, I'm looking at all this as a B, and then I'll get that C down, some sort of a larger flat before, more upside. H4 was looking for that wave Z up. It's gone up and broken the top. I've gone over this a few times. I am still looking at, like I mentioned, an A, a possible B, and a C here. So if we do get a bullish setup in here, you definitely can look for it to go and break the top. Yeah, really got to be careful though, because it's not too bad on the H1 actually. It's not as bad as I thought it'd be. This is the top here, so we got some sort of an A, B, C, oh sorry, WXY, X2, and a Z down here. So if we do get a bullish setup, you definitely can look for that buy to go and break the top. UCAD, this is still looking very bullish here. Like I've been mentioning for a very long time now, this is still very much bullish in here. Singing, we got this complex correction here, and this can be complete on the H4. Got this 333. Got that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that can be the end of the correction. We got a nice impulse up. So really, we're just waiting for a correction, and you can look to buy to just go and break that top, basically. But yeah, there was a buy I'll put in the group here. So this little correction here on the lower time frame, we're looking for the buy there. At this stage, yeah, you really have to wait for a H4 correction before we can look for a buy, pretty much. This is why we got to wait for this correction on the H4. The reason is we got a bear hidden here. This top here hadn't been broken yet, so this still can come down, break that low. So this is why we need this correction. If we get a correction in here, a H4 correction, well, then we can look for a buy. If not, if this really falls over in here on the lower time frames and gives you a sell setup, you can look for that sell, even if it's for a C down. It may come down and break that low for you with that bear hidden there present. So, The Swissy on the daily, this one's finally played out. I'm looking at that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one finally come down, broke the lows, so that's great. We got that nice impulse up. This may be the end of the correction, and we get a C up. This may be the end of the wave B, and we get that C up. Just waiting for a setup on the lower time frames. Overall, on the H4, we do have bullish divergence. Just got to look to see what's on the H1, and the H1, we've got to be careful with the buy at this stage. I mean, I took a little buy in here, you know, adding to my position. I'm still in right down the bottom. You know, I've still got another trade way down in here, but so I'm pretty much adding to my position. And there was a little setup in here that I got in for that. That's a break even. But you got to be careful, you know, because we have a bear hidden here. You know, we do have a nice impulse up. So if it does give you a nice correction, you definitely can look for a sell, a buy, like just for an A, B, C. It may not go and break that top. And that's the thing, because we have that possible bear hidden. We may just get an A, B, C, and it comes down, breaks the low again. So yeah, you've got to take that into consideration. E.g., any buy setup, we're looking for a buy. Any buy setup you get, definitely can look for buys. We got all this bullish divergence. We got an A, B, and an extended wave C, that W, X, Y, X2, and this very choppy wave C down. Sorry, Z down in this extended wave C. So we have all that bullish divergence. Any buy setup we get, we can buy. H4 is the same. We got the bullish divergence. We're just looking for that buy setup. We got a nice impulse up here now. And so we got bullish divergence in here, and we have a nice impulse up. So if you get any bullish setup, you know, you definitely can buy this for the longer term. And you know, the first target I'd be targeting is like the 50 fib of this. So, you know, I'll be looking at the 50 fib of this whole move. So, you know, you're looking around here. So that's quite a big move. Yeah. WTI on the daily. This one, sort of looking at the A, B, C up in here, then get an A, B, C before we get the larger A, B, C. Some sort of a flat before we get an A, B, and C. It's becoming very complex and has been for a while. We've been waiting for this correction on the H4, and we're finally getting that correction. We got that nice impulse up. We're waiting for this correction. It's come back to the 38.2. Now, possibly we'll come back to this 50 fib. Ideally, it does come back to this 50 fib to give us a risk reward, and then we're looking for that A, B, C. At this stage, there is no buy setup. You know, we sort of have a flat here, so this can be the C down. We're looking at a flat in here. We get an A, B, and a C. This may turn motive as well. You know, if that turns motive, well, then we won't be looking for that buy, obviously. But yeah, I'm pretty much just, I'm not looking for the sell, because we have this nice impulse up here on the H4. So I'm waiting for this correction to be over, and then I'll look for a buy. At this stage, there is no buy on it. If anything, it's probably more of a sell at this stage. You know, you on the M15, you'd be looking at like an A, B, C in here as a flat, Then you get that W, X, Y, and X2, and you'd be looking for that wave Z down on the M15, and then you'd be looking for a nice impulse up and a buy setup, and then that's the buy opportunity there if that plays out like that. So gold finally played out on the daily. We got the 5 up now. It didn't quite get to my target. I was looking at that 123.6. I got that W, X, Y, X2, and we're looking for that wave Z up. First target that 123.6, second target that 161.8. It didn't quite get to that first target, but the thing is, it completed. We got a break of the top, so that's all we need. And now we got bearish divergence there. So be very careful buying gold now. This can be complete on the daily, so you've got to be very careful buying gold now. On the H4, we still may get another one up here. We're sort of looking at this like W, X, Y, X2, and a Z up. We still can get a Z up here. We may get a bull hidden in here. So I'm just really waiting to see if we get the bull hidden to start off with, and then confirmation of that bull hidden, and then a buy entry. It's more of a sell at this stage, but it's a scalp. If you go down to the M15. So, we got looking at this W, X, Y, you get an X2 in here and then a Z down. That's why I say it's more of a sell at this stage. You wait for this correction and go down on the lower time frames and scalp that wave 5 down. Then I'd be looking for a nice impulse up, a correction, and then, buy. For that wave 5 up. But, yeah, it's not ready. The buy's not ready yet. Silver's pretty much the same as gold. This one didn't go up and break the top, though. This one didn't break the top in the wave Z. So we're looking at that W, X, Y, X2, and a Z up here. It never went and broke the top. So I'd be looking at gold before I'd, sell. I'll be looking to sell gold before I'd sold this, because, we don't have the bearish divergence because we didn't get that higher high. So I was, if you followed me for a while, I was looking for a flat in here, like an A, B, C. It come down again, and it's even come down further now. So it's very, I mean, it still may be an expanding flat, but it's getting very risky now. You'd just be looking for an A, B, C just to break that top. Yeah, I would be staying out of it. I'd be concentrating on gold myself at this stage. Gold looks a lot better to trade. Bitcoin, this one here, we never got that wave 5 up. We were looking at this like W, X, Y. We had that X2. It started to go to give us that wave Z up, but never did. So we've been watching this, and this is, I'm pretty sure last week we were looking for a buy on this in the daily outlook. We had these 3 down. So I had that 1, 2, 3 down in here. This was quite difficult to get in this. It's already given another correction over here too for that. So if you're not in the buy, it's going to be hard to get in, because we already have 5 up and got some sort of a flat here. We've got some sort of a flat here. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, and we're getting that bearish divergence there. So it's very risky to buy. You'd be scalping on the lower time frames. I dare say there's more upside in it as a scalp. On the M15, you'd be looking at some sort of flat here for a WXY X2, and you'd be just scalping that wave Z up basically, but it's just a scalp to break that top at this stage. S&P on the daily, we've been waiting for the sell, and like I've been mentioning for a very long time, I'm only looking for the sell. This one here, you on the daily, we've got that WXY X2 and that extended wave Z, like I've mentioned. We've only been looking for the sell. We're looking at that WXY X2, and we got that extended wave Z up on the H4 as well. At this stage on the H4, we do have a ball hidden in here. I wouldn't be looking to buy it. We already have bearish divergence, so it's more of a sell, but we need to wait for this correction, and this will be a nice sell next week. And it may take most of the week to give us this correction. If we get a nice correction in here, we can definitely look for at least a C down. And this is what I'll be looking at next week to look for a sell after the correction. AU 200, we got that A, B, C. It stayed up at that 100 fib, that first target we're looking at, for a very long time, and eventually it did break up out of it. Now we have a lot of bearish divergence here, so we're really only looking for a sell for this arrow here for that 5, 3, 5. It's more on the H1, the sell, but you'd be looking for impulse correction, impulse, and this may turn motive. We are looking for 5 down in here. The FTSE, we're waiting for this correction, so I'd be waiting for this correction. Looking at some sort of a WX, an extended wave Y. We're looking at like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So basically we got that arrow there. We're waiting for. This is still looking very corrective, but we're just waiting for that time factor. Basically, you can see this is virtually untradeable. Look how choppy it is. You'd be getting cut to pieces in here. That's why I say, you wait for this time factor, wait for this daily time factor, and then look for after we get that time factor, then you can start to look for buys. It keeps you out a lot of bad trades. You don't get cut to pieces in here. But yeah, that's what I go through in the group. Lastly, the DAX. It didn't go up and break the top. This was looking very bullish in here, and I was thinking this would go up and break the top. It hasn't broken the top, unfortunately. So that makes it very difficult. Yeah. We were looking at this as very corrective for a very long time, and it started to go on the lower time frames. Sorry, the higher time frames. I was looking for this to go and break that top. It didn't happen. So this is going to be very. I'd be staying out of it for a long time now, because there is no real clear direction. You'd have to be looking at this is the top. We never get any bearish divergence in between the two tops. And this looks so corrective, impulse correction and another correction in here. So I'd be looking at some sort of a larger complex correction, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and may get 3 in here. Well, we sort of got a correction in there. So 1, 2, 3, and in here we sort of got a correction too for an A, B. Well, sorry, A, B, C. So we got like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't be surprised if you get 3 down in here. I'd be looking for a sell. And at this stage, you can only sell. We got a lower low here. We got a lower low, so you wait for a correction and look for the sell. So I hope you enjoyed the weekly outlook. If you did, please hit the like button, share and subscribe. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you out there next week.